Today, we are going to walk through the new integration between ClickFunnels and Claude using the MCP Server interface. For those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Tim Hewitt, and I'm a coach and marketer in the digital marketing space. I use affiliate marketing, my own courses, and an online coaching business to help people learn how to earn online using the tools and techniques that I use for my own business. Now for today's video. What is an MCP server? MCP stands for Model Context Protocol, and the MCP server is in the Labs portion of the Apps tab inside ClickFunnels, though you will probably have to ask for access if you don't see it, since it's not quite released yet. If I ask Claude what MCP is, here's what it answers. MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. It's a protocol developed by Anthropic that allows AI assistants like Claude to connect with external data sources and tools through standardized server implementations. MCP servers act as bridges between the AI and various services, like databases, APIs, or local file systems, enabling the AI to access information and perform actions beyond its built-in capabilities. The protocol uses a client-server architecture, where Claude, or another AI, acts as the client, and MCP servers provide access to specific resources or tools. What this means for us is that AI services like Claude and eventually ChatGPT and others can access ClickFunnels and do things for us in our ClickFunnels workspace. What can Claude do today? Well, let's look inside the MCP Server app and see. I have a Claude Pro account, and so I've connected the server there by following the instructions. You can connect to a free account as well. As you can see by this page, I have early access to this integration. But if you are willing to provide feedback, you can get access as well if it has not yet been released when you see this video. See my notes in the description. There are some examples here for use cases, so let's take a quick look at them. The first one is course creation. Just have a conversation with Claude about what you want to create. We'll create an actual course together later. Next is contact management. You can ask all sorts of questions and manage your contacts with this, tagging them for email segmentation and more. Sales pipelines are underused by most ClickFunnels users, so having the ability to manipulate them with Claude may open up more pipeline tracking and lead management for you as well. Order analysis lets you dive deep into orders in the system to make better judgments on what to offer next to your VIP clients. Looking at the list of available areas we can query and manipulate with the MCP server, you can see that even at this point, it's quite extensive. What we will use in this video is courses, products, and images. Let's jump over to Claude and start having a conversation. I'm going to create a small course to use as a free lead magnet for a larger course and book funnel that I've recently developed. I hiked the Appalachian Trail back in 1999, wrote a book about it, and now have created a detailed long-distance hiking course. One of the paths into my funnel for this offer is going to be this lead magnet, so let's go ahead and create it now. I'm going to prompt Claude to create a basic hiking course with a limited number of modules and lessons to encourage someone who has never done any serious backpacking to learn what it takes to go first for a weekend trip and then for a week-long trip, with all of the steps in abbreviated form. Let's have that conversation now. I already have a project in Claude which I have used to create the long-distance hiking course. It knows all about my book as well as the course we created. We'll use this Claude project as the place to create our lead magnet course because it already knows all about long-distance hiking. First, we want to verify Claude is connected to ClickFunnels. We will ask it if it's still connected to my ClickFunnels workspace through the MCP server integration. Claude may ask you for permission to access the item you are creating or updating. You have the option of deny, always allow, or allow once. Since I'm working in a test workspace, I always answer this one, always allow. Once it verifies that it is still connected, We will tell it what we want to do by having a conversation. We will guide it, but Claude will do most of the work. Here's the prompt. You are an expert in both long-distance hiking as well as overnight and short week-long hikes. Using this knowledge, both from the course we have already created and from your deeper research, I want to create a short course to use as a lead magnet that will encourage people to discover backpacking and ultimately engage them in long-distance hiking. The course should be relatively short, since we are going to give it away, but still contain enough valuable information to enable them to plan and execute both a simple weekend overnight hike to a single destination, as well as a longer, week-long hike, potentially on a section of the Appalachian Trail, though this longer hike can be on any approved hiking trail. What do you propose for modules and lessons? Claude will present the module and lesson outline and ask me what we want to do next, and then we'll go ahead and tell it to create the course and all the modules. Since this process is rather long, even with a short course, I'll skip forward to the end of this process in the video. Now, I said it's a long process, but the time it would take me to create this course manually compared to babysitting Claude and answering a few prompts is mind-numbing to think about. This simple 4-module, 11-lesson course would take several days, maybe more than a week to get it right. I would never consider making this course free with the labor required to research, write, and then enter and format the output into a course. Now I can make it free or choose to sell it, whatever makes the most sense. You'll need to pay attention to what Claude is doing, as it will ask you questions as it goes along. It may do some of the lessons and ask you if you want to continue. Sometimes it will say it did something, but when you check, it did not really do it, and you need to tell it again. This is the nature of AI systems, and this independent action path is really a part of what makes them so successful. It has a technical name, but I can't recall it at the moment. Claude has some limitations on how much it can output before you need to start a new conversation or just need to tell it to continue. When this happens, you can simply type the word continue and it will continue with the work. Sometimes it will present you with a button to click, so you do have to pay attention as it's creating your course. Sometimes Claude will quit in the middle of a task. You can tell it to continue and provide clarification. It will usually pick up where it left off, though you may need to be forceful, tell it where it stopped, what you were working on, and let it research a little. It will eventually figure it out and keep moving forward. Just watch the output prompts and keep answering them as appropriate if you are making a long course. Shorter items are generally fine without any additional prompting from Claude. What Claude has created in about 20 minutes is what I would consider the rough draft of this lead magnet course. It's really more than rough, but I will review and edit every page. What remains is for me to do a content edit, fill in any details I wish, add any links to upsells. Remember, this is a lead magnet course. Set the author and publish. We can also create a product in ClickFunnels to link to this course in order to sell it if we wish. Since it's just going to be a lead magnet course, we'll grant access to it through an automation workflow when they sign up to receive it, so there's no need for a product. Claude will create that product for you if you ask it to do so. So here is the course. You can see it has created all 4 modules, added lessons and lesson images, and it's sitting in draft mode. Here's a view of Module 1, Lesson 1. The default behavior is to center everything, but I prefer it left justified, so I've added a little CSS code, which I'll show you in a minute. The list elements are also indented, which is another CSS change I've made to the template. The actual lesson that the user will see shows the image as well as the lesson content. I've not changed the header or footer of this one, it's still showing the standard hero theme. That will have to be edited before this goes live. I will actually make a copy of the hero theme for this course and edit that copy. Each of the course elements in the theme get a small addition to the code setting for the CSS changes. As you can see, the changes are very small and result in the left justification of the header and paragraph elements as well as the left indent for the list elements. Now you can see just how easy it is to create a course using the new MCP integration inside ClickFunnels. These are much better than a simple PDF as a lead magnet and let you provide both video and images along with your text. Claude will help you with scripts for short videos that go with each lesson as a supplemental task as well. If you are interested in playing around with a pre-release of the MCP integration with Claude, see the description of this video for the means to do so. If you are not yet a ClickFunnels user, I have two very special links for you in the description. The first one will get you a free 14-day trial for ClickFunnels, where you can see all of the features of the latest version of this incredible software. The second one is my favorite and will give you 3 months of the scale plan for only $99. This is more than an 80% discount and is a brilliant offer. It is not likely to last forever. What it does give you is the time to build out and launch your own business or upgrade your current platform to ClickFunnels with onboarding videos, the one funnel away training for both expert and e-commerce funnels, and the support necessary to reach that success. Thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something valuable from this video. As usual, like, comment, share, and subscribe.